Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? Hope it's all great and fantastic and wonderful. Everything here is good. And I sat at work today working and doing various tasks that I needed to do to get done before the weekend, and thinking the whole day that I really had nothing to say today, that I don't really have anything to talk about. But from the past on this show, I feel like it's usually those episodes when I don't have anything to talk about that people most often connect with, and that's maybe it's a product of me being as real as I possibly can be, or maybe I always have something to say. I just don't think it's very important, but other people find interest in it. So here we are. The camera's on. I really don't have anything to say, other than I haven't been feeling very creative lately. I've been feeling the need to be creative, but I haven't been doing the work. I haven't been playtesting my games. I did order a new board. I ordered a board that I immediately replaced. I ordered a new board. It should be here this weekend. Just because I need the actual like board part. The information stuff I can change easily, but making the board is hard. And I tried printing it on my printer, but my printer's starting to get lines in it, and that's a whole different issue. So I just ordered one, and that should be here soon, so I can start testing it again. And I haven't worked on the Viking game at all, mostly because my table has been consumed by sleeping gods for like 2.5 weeks now, 3 weeks. It's been set up on my table now for like 2-3 straight weeks. We've been playing it. No, this is our second campaign, so sleeping gods has taken up all of my current working space where I would normally sit and solo test. So I ordered the new board for the train game. I want to solo test a few dozen times before I'm ready to show it to people again, and see if I can't make it a little bit more fun. And if I can, I think I'm done with it. Meaning that once I've got it to a place where I think it's fun, I'm going to start shopping it in earnest. I have a publisher who's interested. I have not shown it to him yet. I just chose that I don't think it's ready to be seen yet. I want to make sure that when I show it to a potential publisher, it's got legs. It might not be finished, but it'll at least be more representative of the final product. I think I'm close. I think I'm closer than I ever have been. I know I've been excited about this project for months, but the reality is it always had this nagging issue that I couldn't quite put into words myself, and I had to play it with some people who were able to help me build a frame of reference for looking at the game and going, oh, okay, I think this is what's wrong. So I think I have at least, if nothing else, I have about 6 or 8 different things I want to try to figure out which way I'm going to go. So there's that. It's also rapidly approaching November, and I do want to write a book this year. NaNoWriMo was really fun last year, and I want to do it again. But I don't want to write a novel this year. I'm not going to put that restriction on myself where I'm just going to try and type out as many possible words, whatever. I still want to visit the idea of doing a series of novellas around a character. The same character that I wrote about last year, I want to write about him. And I want to just make novellas that are backstory, I guess. Like, let's talk about some of the bits and pieces that made him who he is. I just don't know how to do that. I think I need to honestly find a writing mentor. I kind of have one. I think I could reach out to Scott King, my writer friend, and I think he would help me. But I feel bad because he's tried to help me in the past, and I've just, for some reason, I'm too dense. I really need somebody who will spend like, an hour talking me through the outlining process, writing the broad strokes with me, helping me figure out, like, no, that's not character motivation, this is character motivation, or no, that's not the status quo, this is the status quo. Like, figuring out the pieces that you're supposed to have in place. I think I just need a mentor for that. Because I have lots of ideas, but like we talked the other day, my ideas are generally revolved around some cool event or some cool thing that I want to see happen. And writing a character around that is the part that seems to trip me up. Instead, I need to start with the character. What is the motivation that the character is going to go through that's going to encompass this event? I need to figure out how to do that. I don't know how to do that. So I do want to write. I am going to write. I just don't know what it's going to be about, and I'm not going to try to write a novel. I'm going to try to write as many words as I can, but I'm not going to set any sort of 50,000 word expectation like last year. Last year I hit it. I did like 55,000 words, but it's atrocious. And I don't think it's a savable book. I don't think that any of the characters in that book, in that first draft, went through any actual change. I don't think that the setting didn't go through any, that like, I could say that in that, that story focused around a town, and I could say that town, I can't even say that town went through change, right? Like the town as a character went through some sort of change. I can't even really say that. The town at the end is left in a state of disarray and needs to be rebuilt, but it's not like it went through meaningful change and the people adapted to the present situation or anything like that. So I'm not going to be rewriting that one. I'm going to let it sit and work on something else and try to figure out a way to outline a character growth or a traditional journey, a traditional either hero's journey or hero's downfall, or pick one of the, like, here's the trope, now let's figure out how to Cheveeify that trope. And what I've tried to do, honestly, like what I would love to find is when you read writing advice, and everybody has their system, right? This is the system that you need to follow. If you read Save the Cat, the Save the Cat system is these 7 things you have to do. And if you read Scott King's thing, it's these, 11 beats or whatever. And if you read Dan Harmon's circle thing, it's these 8 things. And they tell you that these things, but nobody ever really goes and says, here's an outline for The Hobbit. Here's an outline for this. What I would love to find is, like, pick a trope. Say I wanted to do a hero's journey. I wanted to do, just a standard hero's journey story where some event happens that causes our hero to go on this adventure, and through that, X change happens. Give me that outline as a reference so that I can mold it and tweak it. Maybe it's the programmer in me. I want to see the framework, right? Give me a framework instead of just kind of hand-wavingly say you can figure this out on your own. Like, no, I can't, because I tried. I tried to figure out Scott's system, and I would send him the report. Like, here, the end of chapters, he has you do these exercises, and I would send it to him, and he's like, no, this is not even remotely close. Like, you're way off. You don't even seem to understand what, character motivation is, or what, whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm doing what I see in my head is the thing is probably just some sort of plot advancement, which is not the same thing as character advancement. And so I need to just I've been trying really hard to find just here's a tropified story outline. And all I have to do is plug in my bits and pieces, and then I can write it. And maybe that's on me. Maybe the onus is on me to take somebody's writing style guide and take a story that I like and figure out what those things are, and then I can use that as my outline. And at that point, am I just rewriting something? Maybe. And maybe that's a good way to learn. Maybe a good way to learn is just to rewrite somebody else's story in my own voice and see how that works out. I've actually heard people say do that, like literally copy, I don't know. A lot of rewrites are like Beauty and the Beast rewrites or, old type stuff, but you could take any modern book and just literally copy it. Maybe that's a good way to learn. I don't know. But I do want to write, and I do want to work on my games. I just haven't been on, I don't know. I also want to build stuff. I have a project I need to do for my daughter. I have a project sitting in front of me that I started and got excited for, and I'm still excited for it. I just feel guilty working on it because I'm not working on the basement. So there's a lot of things I want to do. I just have been feeling a little bit of guilt lately, and I've been just kind of So hopefully that'll pass. I feel like I'm on the other end of the and maybe we can talk about that next week. But I don't know where to spend my creative efforts right now. Searching for it. So that's all. That's what I have. I don't know. You guys seem to like when I just have these ramblings. So thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again on Monday. Today's word you should know to sound smart is imparity. It is a noun meaning inequality or disparity. There is little, if any, imparity between the Chateaubriand offered at the two bistros. Is it bistros? Imparity. Imparity. Did I say Chateaubriand correctly. Chateaubriand. Chateaubriand. I don't know what that is. Chateau something. I don't speak that language, obviously, because I don't even know how to say bistro.